Today we're talking about Summer Games Fest 2026 because it just ended and that was the best one ever. You know, I'm kind of known as a Jeff Keighley hater.
But what about them PlayStation 5 exclusives though, man? Let's not lie, man. We all know the state of play is better because them games is exclusive, man. All I seen was third party, man. Look at these ponies, man. Look at Jeff Keighley like this is what I wish Sony was supposed to do. If only Sony could give me this excitement. Oh my goodness, I love it. I love the Summer Games Fest. You see what happens when games is multi-plat. It just seems that the games is better, but you ponies would tell us that because the game is exclusive, that would infinitely make the game better. I mean, look at it. This man's jaw dropped. His jaw out here looking like something from out of the Fairly Odd Parents with the crimson chin. Look at that. These ponies are excited. They're like, we finally got some carrots, Jimmy. We finally can eat, man. We no longer need to be malnutrition, man. It was good enough we was getting them Xbox games, but damn. Look at the way these ponies acting out, bro. Out of their stables, man. I can't believe Jeff Keighley stuck his head out there out the stables while he was eating his nice good old Xbox carrots. Now he want to sit there and talk about, oh, look at the Summer Games Fest. It's unbelievable. Oh, it's shocking and shambles.
When I watch these presentations, these
man's literally breaking down all over this Summer Games Fest, all over some multi-plats.
I judge them as a showcase. You know, how entertaining is it? And I feel like a lot of Jeff Keighley stuff is filled with so many ads and DLC and live service stuff. And hey, check out the newest season of Fortnite.
And what about High Guard? You know, what about that game? Man, this just goes as far to tell you that exclusivity is dead, man. Y'all weren't getting hyped over this, over that God of War Laffy Taffy game. Look at this. The Summer Games Fest got these ponies going out here looking crazy. Alright? So we don't want to hear these so-called PlayStation 5 exclusive narratives anymore. You know, I think it's redundant at this point. Right? Can we all agree? Can we all agree that GameStop was right from the beginning and how wrong you ponies have been ever since the PlayStation 5 has dropped?
This is the first time ever where everything was great. Like, there were a couple games in there that personally I didn't want to play, but this was like 80% bangers. But we have to go through the games that I think look the best. Starting, of course, with Code Veronica Remake. I already did a separate video about that because I was freaking about the trilogy.
It's multi-plat,
and also a giant 11-minute deep dive into Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 3, which is called Revelations. Let's get into this.
I mean, really, guys? This is what we doing. I mean, we kind of already knew these games existed, though. I mean, we already knew that Square was gonna have to finish the story of Rebirth, and we all knew that Code Veronica was coming out. I don't really know how you guys are surprised over this. I mean, these things have been leaked for quite some time. I mean, you guys should know this. You guys are the professional leakers. Y'all the Tom Warrens and the Paul Tassies of the gaming community. So I don't know how shocked we are knowing that Capcom is finally about to drop Resident Evil Code Veronica, man. That's for all you old heads out there, man. I told you, Resident Evil Requiem was nothing but a glorified action-packed game with some lousy gray stages, and now we finally going to get back to the real survival. I hope so. I hope we get back here, because I'm going to be very disappointed if this game is not survival horror like the original. They're probably going to do the same thing. They're probably going to make Claire have some form of survival horror. We'll say like Resident Evil, I'm trying to think of a particular game. Maybe some Resident Evil Revelation type of gameplay. And they're going to make good old Chris Redfield and Code Veronica. They're going to make him some action-packed Resident Evil 5 stages like they always do. I mean, that's more likely what they're going to do. I hope they don't do that. I hope they stay consistent with, you know, of how the original was. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I think they could do a good job, but we already know Capcom don't care no more, man. They has casualized this franchise. They don't care about any of the complaints of the survival horror crowd. All they care about is how much money they're making off these action-packed games. Plain and simple.
This now is completely actually open world. By getting into the highway, you can just...
I mean, the game was open world even on the third disc. What do you guys... Yeah, we knew this. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it should be crazy. I mean, with the way it looks, I don't know if the Switch 2 gonna get this, though. I mean, damn. Look at the maps. Look at them graphics.
Jump out of the airship and just fly down to literally any location on the entire planet. Baby. But to me, what really tripped me out was
unbelievable, man. Look at Final Fantasy Revelation, man. You see, what was the point of playing all those other ones when you finally get to the meat and potatoes of the game? I mean, this is not a surprise to me. I mean, this is something that Square has been doing for quite some time. You know, letting you actually be able to free roam and do all these other things. Hopefully it's not littered with a bunch of it probably is, side quests that really don't add to the overall aspect of the game. But this is looking pretty impressive. And I played Final Fantasy VII Remake. I really didn't like it. Obviously the gameplay is going to be very similar. But damn, I mean, if we're talking about this type of level of scale of a map, you got to give it some form of credit for sure.
refining this combat system, and now it's even better. They're gonna have like a class system called Fits, where people can actually dress up as like stereotypical classic Final Fantasy characters. You know, have them dress up as a black mage or a ninja and stuff, and they get.
I mean, I think it does look good. This might be one of the better Final Fantasies. You know what I'm saying? I mean, just from the screenshots alone. But we'll see though. We'll see if the PlayStation 5 is even remotely able to handle this game, because we already know the problem with the original version of Rebirth. I mean, this game looks like it's pushing boundaries, right? And we all know Rebirth had some issues. This game will probably run amazingly on PC, but we still don't know how well it's going to run on console. Maybe this might be one of them PS5 Pro releases y'all was talking about, how the Pro is going to show the real graphics, right? Maybe it might. I mean, it was like that with Rebirth. So I'm assuming that the Pro will probably be the best console. I mean, of course, best console version of this game, right? But in regards to Series X and PS5 and those other owners, I don't know. We'll see. It better, because these screenshots look good. But we all know when Rebirth came out, and this game is way more expansive than Rebirth would ever was. And we already know that game be looking fuzzy. So we'll have to wait and see. I already know PC gamers, they're going to be eating good with this one, because I mean, if these screenshots are anything real, then yeah, this game looks pretty phenomenal.
It's just been such a long time of teases and rumors, and I mean,
yeah, that's me looking up like, damn, look at all those games coming down from the skies, man. It's about time, man. That's all the ponies looking up. That's D-Batch right there. Like, hold on. Oh, there you go. They finally dropping them airdrop of games, man. They clutching it out, man. We finally got some games coming out, man. Look at that. You got the ponies looking above the skies looking for raindrops. Out here looking desperate, man. Finally getting some games. 6 to 7 years in, you know, and now finally getting some games to play. And they all multiplat. You know what I'm saying? Multiplat is yet again saving these consoles. So yet again, exclusivity does not matter. Because if it did, you guys would have been hyped up for the state of play, and you guys would have been hyped up for these games. Right? And what's crazy that a lot of these games don't have Switch 2 release dates. And that's what I'm trying to tell y'all, man. Remember when I told you that the Switch 2 is doing good? But when them third-party games started coming out, I don't know, man. That's what I was trying to tell you, man. Because even Nintendo got to deal with that beast, too, with a third party. And I don't think Nintendo can do it. I don't think Nintendo can deal with it. Because once these games start pumping out, and GTA 6... I'm not saying the Switch 2 will be forgotten, but I do think a lot of people will stop caring about buying one. You know what I mean? But we'll see how that turns out.
You played the XCOM games.
Look at that.
Some of the best tactical strategies.
Another game that's not coming to Switch 2. And I know what y'all... It ain't about a third party. It's about exclusive. Listen, man. Listen. I understand you love the Switch 2, but I'm an overall gamer. Okay? I don't just buy the Switch 2. I don't buy any product, mind you, for a lack of games. Okay? To me, a good platform is a good platform with first party or just good games in general. It doesn't matter if the games are exclusive. And yet again, Nintendo Switch 2 is missing out on a lot of titles, okay, that a lot of people are looking forward to. And like I've told you guys before, the Switch 2 looks like it's becoming obsolete. It looks like companies are not even willing to make games for it. Borderlands 4 got, delayed? Who knows if that game is even still coming out. With the 007 First Light, which was planned to have a Switch 2 release date, has been delayed. So this is not good. I mean, Switch 2 wasn't even getting third-party games back then. Now, y'all definitely, you guys are getting less third-party games than when the Switch 1 came out. Understand that. You know what I'm saying? And the Switch 1 was far weaker than what we had at the time. But the Switch 1 still got a lot of games. And I know a lot of Nintendo fanboys are going to be, oh, but you know. No, I'm just being fair with this argument. I don't see Switch 2 release dates on here. I see PC, PS5, and Xbox Series S and X. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, the Switch 2 is becoming obsolete already. You guys was out here parading, oh, because we getting a few Wii Masters and a few old generation games, but now look at it. You ain't getting none of these titles, and you definitely ain't getting no Grand Theft Auto 6.
Might be one of the biggest surprises of the show for me, because honestly, this trailer looks like it's going to be more of a brawler beat 'em up than just a standard fighter. You know, a lot of fighting games, it's just
it's like they went back to the Virtual Quest roots. I mean, you know what the funny thing is? People have been saying this for years, though. I mean, technically, this is what Shenmue was. I don't know if it's even going to have fighting game elements or if they just took things from Street Fighter 6 for the template of this game. But they finally did a Virtual Fighter game. I don't know if it's open. I don't know what it is. There's a lot of stuff going on with this. But they finally took Virtual Fighter. Sega is really pushing their games to the next envelope. I mean, we got this, Stranger Than Heaven. Sega's not playing around no more. I noticed this. They're not doing a lot of cookie cutter. They're really being serious. You know, they're really trying to do the Capcom and expand, even though if they might lose a lot of potential diehard fans, if they were even remotely any of them still there besides the Sonic franchise. I mean, this is good. I mean, I'm looking forward to Virtua Fighter Crossroads. This is looking pretty crazy, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, this is something that people have been asking for ever since Shenmue existed. You know what I mean? That's what it was. Like, I mean, Virtual Fighter, but like open world, and what we're kind of seeing with this game, I don't know. We'll see. It could be something similar to Street Fighter 6. That's all I'm saying.
It looks like this is going to be an actual, like, brawler. It showed him getting in fights, dodging people, running around in the streets. Maybe that's all cutscenes, and it is just going to be straight-up normal fights. But
or it could be like how Capcom did it. Very similar. You know what I'm saying? They'll have, like, it's, you know, fighting, you know, legit 2D fighting element. Well, legit 2D fighting. 3D fighting game elements, and then have this as well. So this is going to be a pretty big, ambitious fighting game. And like I said before, Virtua Fighter is always that game that has always pushed the envelope. So expect a lot of fighting games to copy this. Because y'all don't want to give Virtua Fighter credit, but a lot of fighting games copy Virtua Fighter. Tekken, Dead or Alive, even with the ranking system. Tekken got that from Virtua Fighter. Let's not forget. Say that with Virtua Fighter 5's gameplay, right? All you guys do is copy this game, man. You guys, this is the 3D pinnacle of all fighting games, right? And now we're going to see another evolution in regards to that. And they're probably doing it for the casuals. They just want to throw out a traditional fighting game. They wanted casuals also to jump on board with this, while probably also maintaining some form of competitive element. It's no different than Street Fighter 6. And this is what we're getting.
It looked to me like this could be an actual game, like with actual fights and exploration and stuff. And I'll be honest, the fighting itself does look fantastic. So to me, this is
it better look fantastic. Aren't you a Sega fan?
It seems where, as a person that never played a Virtual Fighter outside of like
what? You a Sega fan and you ain't never played a Virtual Fighter game? What? Bruh. You what? You know what? Hold on. I can't believe
it. Exploration and stuff.
Oh, okay.
And I'll be honest, the fighting itself does look fantastic.
Nice. That's good.
To me, this is one of the things where, as a person that never played a Virtual Fighter outside of like playing it in a Yakuza game.
How you gonna call yourself a Sega fan and saying, I haven't played a Virtual Fighter game besides within a Yakuza game? What? Are you kidding me, bro? I thought I was gonna be rejoicing with this man. Oh yeah, nope. Oh, you know, you out here treating Virtual Fighter like it's trash, dog. Yeah, ain't this guy named Dreamcast guy? I swear, didn't the Dreamcast have Virtual Fighter 3 TB? Yo, what we doing, man? Yo, come on, man. Change the name, dog. Take the hat off, man. Take the hat off. I'm tired of looking at that swirl on this man's head, man. You know, every time I think of that, I just think of a swirl, a dookie going down in the toilet and you just gotta flush it. I can't believe this.
This looks legit. So many good games, man. So many good games.
Yeah, third party, though. It's third party, though. I mean, yeah. Another game that Switch 2's missing out. Let's keep it a buck. Oh, but it don't matter. Nintendo, the market leader. They selling 17, 19 mil. Listen, Nintendo about to get left behind. I'm keeping it 100. Nintendo better get things going, man. They better start pushing. Because, listen, I'm not downplaying Nintendo. Y'all know I gave credit where it's due. But I'm saying, with the way this is looking, Nintendo might be losing their overall audience. Oh, but they gonna buy it for the X. Go, keep coming up with these excuses. Keep coming up with them, because Star Fox 64 3D, what is it? Remake ain't doing it, cutting it for me. After seeing this, Nintendo gonna have to do more. Y'all like, what? Nintendo, no. By the end of this year, Nintendo gonna have to do more. They have to do more. They're gonna have to push their exclusive. We're gonna have to see the new Zelda. We're gonna have to see the new Mario, because everybody else is pumping out games. You feel me? This whole Star Fox remake and Splatoon Raiders is lazy now. As of right now, Nintendo was pushing up the envelope with software. Now it's lazy, because look at what everybody else is getting. Oh, but that's because it doesn't matter. These are games that you're not being able to play, though. Why would I? You know what I'm saying? The shift is turning. Like, I'm loving my Switch 2 right now, but when that Helix come out, it might be a forgotten platform. Nintendo is going to have to push the envelope, especially if you're missing out on a lot of these third-party titles. You're missing out on a lot. And you Nintendo fanboys can say, oh, you know, we don't care about it, but even Harmon Smith is buying these game keys. So cut it out. Cut it out. At the end of the day, the Switch 2 is going to look more like a complementary device than a main platform. Let's keep it moving, shall we? Now look at this. Another game that's not coming to the Switch. Another game. Bro, we barely have even got into the next generation of consoles, and the Switch 2 has already been forgotten. They're not even planning on porting any of these games. You guys keep saying Xbox is dead, but yet Xbox is getting more third party than the Switch 2. I mean, that TMT game is going to be fire, bro. The Last Ronin. Hopefully it's a mature rated TMT. That was looking pretty crazy. And an Alien Isolation 2? Yikes. Yet again, no Switch 2 release, man. Listen, man, who knows, man. I'm going to have to focus on making videos on the Nintendo fanboys, because... oh, but you giving more credit to Sony for third party. It doesn't matter. I'm looking at it from games. Games. That is the perspective of what I'm looking at, okay? I'm being genuine with this. At the end of the day, the Switch 2 is going to have to start pumping out more now. You know, they set the foundations. They were pushing out more software than anybody. I've said that. I said it's been Xbox, Nintendo, and, well, you know, obviously it's third party, but you guys catch my drift in regards to the platform holders and Sony. And it's still in that order. But Sony, with these third-party games coming over, is putting it above Nintendo. Which means that Nintendo is going to have to do what Sega did during the Sega Genesis and start pushing the envelope with their own games. They're going to have to do that. Remember when Sega couldn't get some third-party games, and Sega's like, okay, we don't got a Mega Man, but we'll make a Vector Man. Or we don't got this, we don't have a Ninja Gaiden, but we'll have a Shinobi instead. Nintendo's going to have to work on this strategy, because if Nintendo is going to do this, then the Switch 2 is going to be forgotten. The Switch 2 is going to be it's going to be the choo-choo train that never could. All right? This is what I'm trying to tell y'all. Nintendo's doing good right now, but they need what you guys are not understanding. It's the momentum. I was hyping up Switch 2, and now I'm like, hold on. PS5, Xbox looking far better. It looked like I want to reside here. I want to go on this. You feel me? I own all platforms, so I'm not completely going to miss out on anything. But at the same time, Switch 2 is not a main platform. It's just a main platform for right now. And crazy thing is, once Sony and Microsoft, which the third party of course, builds up that momentum, Switch 2 is going to be forgotten in my household. And I'm not even going to play it anymore. And I don't want to feel like that with Nintendo. I don't want to feel like that. You know what I'm saying? So Nintendo needs to fix the game key strategy. You need to focus on physical media, right? There's a lot of collectors out there that still do enjoy it. Focus on that market. Because right now, Nintendo's getting chewed alive from this third party. And all the but we don't need it. Oh, now, what does that sound like? The PlayStation fanboy excuse. Oh, you do need it. And if you don't need it, then you need to tell Nintendo to step it up. We need to see that Zelda. Not no remake Ocarina of Time. We need to see a legit Zelda. Not no Star Fox remake. We need to see a legit Star Fox. Instead of a Splatoon Raiders, we need to see a Splatoon 4. Let's keep it 100. You're like, damn, GameStop. Exactly. Because as a gamer, I expect more. You know what I'm saying? And then we gotta wait for what Microsoft coming out. Bro, this is getting crazy. And you know what I mean? This is getting crazy. PS5 and Xbox looking good. Right now, the Switch 2's looking bad. Right now, currently, I'm keeping it 100. I've told you guys I've enjoyed it, but you guys know me. When I see things, I'll tell you when I feel the changes. I'll tell you when I feel the shift. I'm not a fanboy to anything. I'm just saying the Switch 2 is looking real obsolete right now. Y'all barely even got games that was originally planned for your platform. PS5, third party or not, they getting more games than you, bro. It's so funny. I thought this was going to be a PlayStation video, and I'm making it into a Nintendo one. Because I'm telling you, Nintendo ain't doing it, man. The only thing Nintendo can pray for is if PlayStation raise the price and the Xbox raise the price again. Because right now, it's looking real bad. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, man. Like I said, man, it is what it is, bro. But the Summer Games Fest was awesome, and we can't wait to see what Xbox got for us tomorrow. Take care. Peace out.